We'll continue further by taking a look at relevant audiences concerned with Tesco's online activity. We have identified as our main target audiences customers, employees, media, government, competitors and Consumer Protection Authority. As we will continue further to have a more in-depth analysis of our customers through segmentation and customer profiling, the next relevant audiences are employees as internal audiences who need to be kept well informed, and communication between departments is critical to implementing strategy and tactics. Informative communication is delivered through Tesco magazine, direct mail and staff meetings. Regarding media coverage, Tesco has gained a relatively good media coverage, especially through the latest headlines by refusing government access to their club card scheme, thus building customer trust and not breaching confidentiality regulations. As Tesco has developed a scheme to answer the needs of all ages and all social statuses, our segmentation has identified three customer groups, starting with most loyal customers who are mainly professionals, 35 to 44 years old, predominantly women with a rather high disposable income but not so much time. After that, we looked into students who would choose shopping online because either convenience or lack of time and this shopping meal would fit perfectly into a less organized lifestyle. The last we looked into were retired consumers 55 plus of age, who at this point in their lives are more interested with the leisure activities and relaxation, and a trip downtown into the shop is not exactly a pleasurable activity for them. In order to build a more complex and personalized marketing database, Tesco has taken a step further and looked into what customers want and what are their interests. And it emerged that these customers have identities, personalities, habits, interests and concerns. And that's how we found out why online shopping at Tesco fits so perfectly well in the life of Doris. As a 21-year-old student, Doris has a very busy life with assignments, deadlines, volunteership projects, part-time work, and she can also find a bit of time for partying or her passion photography. But shopping does not fit very well in her life, and that's why Tesco came up with an answer to her problem through online shopping. Further, Maya and Colin are a retired couple who are looking to a pleasurable lifestyle, less stressing, and left behind a busy life by now. The shopping experience with running around the shop and busy, crowded people trying to get their way through the supermarkets is not exactly the experience they're looking for. So Maya and Colin have decided to take an alternative through online shopping, especially for the fact that this choice provides a good answer to their interests concerning the reduction of carbon footprint. The last one we considered was a professional called Denise. She's a PR practitioner. She's married, she's got 2 children, and quite a high disposable income, but she's got no time, and many times she arrived home to an empty fridge and unhappy faces. But being as Denise runs her life through the World Wide Web on a daily basis, online shopping came as a natural choice to her. Further, I'll hand it over to Corina, which will explain you how exactly Tesco will meet the needs and wants of our consumers.
Thank you. Based on what my colleagues mentioned previously, we formulated 4 communication objectives. Each of these objectives are supported by subjectives. The first one addresses the loyal customers and tackles 2 very serious problems: the security of the payment and the disclosure of customer details. That's why we want to generate media coverage across the national newspapers. We want to inform customers that we are a trusted website because our link starts with HTTPS, S meaning that it is secure. It also has a padlock that suggests the fact that it has been reviewed by experts. The second objective targets the students. We know about this market sector that they do shop online but not regularly. We want to encourage them to do so more often for groceries and for non-food items. We know that they consider delivery charges quite high and not worth paying for. This is why we introduced a sale promotion, delivery free for students during weekends. We also know that they use social media quite often, and this is why we created a Facebook page, and we would like to obtain 1 million likes in the next 2 months. As I said, we want to encourage them to buy grocery and non-food items, and we are focused on Tesco Direct and clothing at tesco.com to generate media coverage across the local newspapers. The third objective concerns the elderly. For some of them, the shopping experience is a way of socializing. For others, the engagement with the product is of a vital experience. We can't provide this online, but we want to emphasize some benefits of the online shopping, such as it reduces the carbon footprint. That means instead of 100 cars going to a Tesco store, a delivery truck comes to 100 houses. It also encourages the economically responsible spending. That means customers buy what they actually need and are not influenced by the retail context, smells, colors, music, atmosphere, to buy products that they might not use. The final objective targets an internal audience, the marketing department staff. Because we report directly to this department, we consider it is important to keep them informed about our communication objectives, strategies, and tactics. And we aim to do so through a newsletter, especially for this department, to include this information. Hopefully we will do so in 2 weeks' time. To conclude, Tesco.com is the world's largest online retailer, and it is part of the Tesco brand. It has various ways of promoting itself, both online and offline, as Gabi highlighted previously. External and internal factors affect its functionality, as Andre identified through the Presscom analysis. Tesco Online, as well as Tesco Direct and clothing at tesco.com, targets a various market sectors. This campaign has relevant communication objectives to meet customers' requirements better. Thank you.